It's a real shame that a few people like Megan Rapinoe and Gwen Berry do so much damage to how so many Americans view the Olympics. I didn't watch any of it this year. As they say, a few bad apples spoil the whole bunch. But there is an upside to what's going on, which I'll talk about in a minute. Viewership has fallen by half since the last Olympics, and it's because, like everything else the left touch, they had to make it about their political agenda. I feel bad for great Olympians like Allyson Felix, who just became the most decorated U.S. track athlete in history. She just edged out the great Carl Lewis with her 11th Olympic medal, 7 of them being gold. Or what about Tamara Mensah-Stock? She won a gold medal in wrestling. I know a lot of you have probably seen this clip, but here's what she said after her gold medal performance.
That American flag around your shoulders looks pretty good. How does that feel to represent your country like this?
It feels amazing. I love representing the U.S. I freaking love living there. I love it, and I'm so happy I get to represent USA!
It's sad that people like this have made it hard for us to enjoy watching the Olympics for winners like this. It's gotten so bad that many Americans were glad that the U.S. women's soccer team didn't win the gold. But what do you expect? If you start off every game with a leftist political statement, you're going to undoubtedly turn off people who disagree with that political agenda. And I don't want to hear the argument that, oh, they're just taking a stand for equality and racial justice. That's just not true. BLM has proven time and time again that it's nothing more than a far-left political movement. That's it. Just look at the statement that BLM put out after the Cuban communist dictator Fidel Castro died. We are feeling many things as we awaken to a world without Fidel Castro. There is an overwhelming sense of loss, complicated by fear and anxiety. Although no leader is without their flaws, we must push back against the rhetoric of the right and come to the defense of El Comandante. Seriously? El Comandante? I'm sorry, but BLM is a communist political movement, and those who take a knee during the national anthem are doing their bidding. And speaking of those who are doing their bidding, it was reported by the New York Post that Subway restaurant franchisees are complaining to corporate that U.S. women's soccer player Megan Rapinoe is hurting their bottom lines. Since Rapinoe has been featured in Subway ads, store operators have been losing customers. And it's not like there's been an organized boycott of Subway. The fact is, conservatives don't need to organize boycotts because we do them organically. Subway is feeling the heat because real customers have gotten upset and have decided to eat somewhere else. It's the same with this Olympics. I didn't decide not to watch because people told me not to. I decided not to watch because I didn't want to see ignorant athletes making leftist political statements and being celebrated for it. I chose not to watch because I didn't want to see Americans turning their backs on the flag or the anthem. But you know, it wasn't always like this. In the 2016 Olympics, American pole vaulter Sam Kendricks stopped in mid-run when he heard the national anthem playing. And in the 2012 Olympics, the great Jamaican sprinter Usain Bolt stopped a live interview to turn around and respect our country's anthem.
It was all about business today. I came out to defend my title, and that's what I did.
You came here to be a legend. You are already a legend.
Could we cut the interview? Is it live?
Yeah, okay. So, yes, let's dance.
National anthem.
Ah, sorry. Perdón, el himno nacional.
Look, I grew up enjoying sports, and especially the Olympics. And now I don't even miss it. As the left continue to infect every part of American life with their radical politics, you can expect things to get worse before they get better. But I do think there is something good building right now. The majority of Americans do not support most of what the far left believe. And them forcing left-wing politics into every facet of our lives is starting to wake some people up. One of my colleagues at work heard that I make YouTube videos. He asked me what they were about. I said politics. His eyes instantly glazed over because that didn't interest him at all. But that was 3 years ago. Just this past weekend, he was venting to me about all the stuff Democrats are doing. Now, why has he started paying attention? Because everywhere he turns, the left have made it about their political agenda. In the left's attempt to force their views onto the rest of us, it's forcing some people to educate themselves. I don't think they were expecting that to happen. People have been going along to get along for so long, the left just assumed it would continue. Here in California, a state dominated by the left, polls suggest that there's about a 50-50 chance that we're going to recall the Democrat governor next month and elect a Republican. Whether it happens or not, that's a good sign. For all intents and purposes, Bernie Sanders is the president right now. His far-left agenda is driving Democrat policies. But as the left ruin more and more things for more and more people, those people are starting to see what's going on. You don't typically win allies by destroying what somebody loves. While it might have been a good short-term strategy to inject far-left politics into everything under the sun, it's going to cause an ever-growing number of people to educate themselves on what they really stand for. And the better educated the American public become, the better chance we have of saving this republic. And that's the simple truth. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you all would like to support this channel, check out the links in the description, and let's keep putting some common sense back into the great debate.